Hey guys, and welcome back and welcome to 2021. I hope you all had a very safe and happy Christmas and New Year's, and I hope that everyone is feeling well coming into the new year. Now of course, just because the calendar has changed doesn't mean much else is going to change, unfortunately, though I have high hopes that this year is going to be better than last. Fingers crossed. Of course, it is that time of year again where people will be talking about the things that they did well last year, the things they want to change, and resolutions coming into the new year. So I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon and go through a couple of resolutions that I made myself last year that I kept, and a couple that I'm going to make myself this year. If you're interested, of course, keep watching, but don't forget to like, subscribe, bell, all that YouTubey stuff. Let's jump into it. So I went into 2020 with high hopes, like most of us, and but interestingly enough, I actually did succeed in a lot of my resolutions. So one of my New Year's resolutions, of course, was to pass my exams. So I am now a fellowed GP, or a board certified GP if you're from out of Australia, and yeah, it was definitely a difficult time. I had 3 exams that I was studying non-stop for. Because of COVID, they did get changed a lot, so the dates were changed, the way they were sat was changed, but I did it, guys. Yes! So that was one resolution that I had, and one that I definitely kept. A second resolution I made in 2020 was to journal more. Now, if you've been on my channel before or seen any of my videos, you may have seen the rotation diary series I did last year, which was basically me going through all the rotations I did as a junior doctor in the public hospital system here in Australia, and reading from my diary and sort of explaining what I was going through at the time, what I meant, how I was feeling, and how different things were impacting me at the time. So I'm no stranger to journaling, but I did start to stop journaling. That's a bit of a redundancy. As life got busier, but I know in myself, because I do have an underlying anxiety, that if I journal things and I write them down, I do feel a lot better. It's kind of like the noise from my head gets put down on a page and my brain goes, yep, we've actioned it, it's all good, now you can sleep, now it doesn't have to live rent-free in your mind for any longer. So I set myself the goal of trying to journal more frequently. The problem with this very broad goal, of course, is it wasn't smart. So it didn't have any specific, I will journal every Sunday, I will journal this many pages. But the thing is, when it came to journaling, if I didn't have anything to write or I wasn't feeling into it, I wasn't going to force myself. But I ended up journaling once every fortnight thereabouts, which was really, really good for me in 2020. So coming into 2021, I'm definitely going to keep that up. The third resolution I had did centre around health and fitness, and that was to exercise 3 times a week minimum. For the majority of 2020, I actually succeeded in this, and I'm so proud of myself. But the way I exercise changed a lot. I started the year doing the sweat program by Eliza for like the 4th time. After that finished, I sort of fell out of love with that sort of higher intensity bodyweight workout, so I got into cycling just on my crappy little standalone bike that's in our living room, so I'd cycle for 30 minutes a day. I then got back into some weights, so my husband and I are really lucky that we did buy some gym equipment a couple of years ago, so when gyms closed during COVID, it really didn't impact us. But now I'm actually into Ring Fit, which is a Nintendo Switch game, and trust me, I haven't been this sore since I did Eliza at the beginning of last year. So yeah, I pretty much succeeded exercising 3 times a week. Again, it was physical health I was looking at as well as my mental health, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it. The 4th resolution I set myself was a hobby goal that I wanted to do, and that was to start my garden. So since I moved to the town I'm in now and bought my house that I currently live in, I've always said to myself that I really want a herb and vegetable garden, because the appeal of it's just so good. You get to eat what you're growing. It's that pride that comes from being able to pick something, put it into a meal and then eat it, and it's just, I don't know, that really appealed to me. But I didn't do it until last year when COVID hit. Essentially I figured I was going to be inside a lot more, and without the incentive to go outside, being the introverted nerd that I am, I wasn't really going to get any vitamin D. So what I did is I ended up building a garden around Easter, and I started just with tomatoes. But now my garden boasts tomatoes, cucumbers, capsicums, celery, carrots, spring onion, chives, mint, basil, what am I missing? mint basil, rosemary, thyme, cat grass for my cats, catnip that my cats don't actually like. And I think that's about it for now. I did fail at growing a couple of things this year, so I had strawberries for a little bit in winter and I maybe got half a dozen and that's it. I've tried to grow spinach twice and it didn't work. I tried to grow lettuce. This is my third attempt at growing lettuce. It's bolted every other time, so fingers crossed. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed my garden. It's really helped me, again, coming back to mental health with mindfulness. Just when I'm in the garden, I literally can't be doing anything else. And it's just so nice to see that little bit of nurturing I do every day comes up with something. It produces something and then I get to eat it, so I'm happy. So I'm definitely excited to continue my garden in 2021. And the final resolution that I set myself last year that I did keep was washing my face twice a day. And that sounds really gross, I know, when you think you weren't washing your face before. I was. The thing is, I'm not a morning person. So when I would get up, I would have my coffee, breakfast, brush my teeth, get dressed and put on my makeup and go to work. I didn't really wash my face in the morning. So in the past 18 months, my acne has gotten a bit worse and it's a combination of things. I'm fine with it really, but obviously if I could not have acne as I get towards 30, that would be lovely. And so I resolved myself to washing my face twice a day and doing my skincare twice a day to see if that made any difference. It did. It's not quite there yet, but I definitely have seen a huge improvement and I'm really proud of myself for sticking to it. And I'm excited to see how that goes into 2021 because obviously it's not going to be an overnight fix, right? As long as I'm doing the best I can for my skin, then I'm happy. So that was 2020's resolution. I don't want to set my sights too high in 2021. That sounds so lame. But the thing is, I don't know what this year will bring. I know it will bring uncertainty and I want to be okay with that. So the resolutions I've made, other than continuing, my gardening, my journaling, that sort of thing, are very small at the moment. But it's because I realize, one, as I get older, and two, as I face more uncertainty in this wonderful world we're currently living in, that setting too many things leads me to disappointment. But that being said, I do have 3 goals. And the first one is getting up earlier in the morning, aiming for about 6 a.m. So I mentioned before, I'm not a morning person, and I mean it, I'm not a morning person. If I start work at 8, I'll get up at 7. I think in September of last year, I started to try and get up earlier and start exercising in the mornings. And I was getting up around 6:30 and getting 20 minutes in, having a new shower, and then starting my morning routine from 7 o'clock. And that worked well, but now I want to be doing a little bit more, and I'm hoping to be getting up at 6 to start at 8 in the morning. It sounds really reasonable, but I'm a night owl, and I can very easily stay up till 11, 12, 1 in the morning on a work night, and that's not good for anyone, really. So I'm trying to start to go to bed earlier as well, but we'll see. Resolution number 2 is to increase that exercise that I started doing last year to 4 to 5 times a week. I found that it really helps in so many ways. My physical endurance is better, my strength is better, my mental health is better, my sleep is better. I really want to get into it more frequently because it's something I do pride myself on, is looking after my body. So yeah, fingers crossed that we get there this year. And the final resolution is this year I want to take guitar lessons. So I started to teach myself guitar back in 2009, 2010 perhaps. And everything I know, I taught myself, so YouTube mostly. And I'm at a point now where I can strum pretty much, the basic songs. I know most of the chords, can't do bar chords, my hands are small. It's an excuse, I know. But I really want to improve and get better, and so I'm going to try and take guitar lessons this year. Wanted to do it last year. Social distancing prevented that for the most part. I think I'll do much better with face-to-face, in-person teaching than online, but we'll see. So there you go, a couple of random resolutions that I've kept and ones I want to keep. What are your resolutions this year? Do you have any big plans or goals for 2021? All I can say is that I hope it's better for you this year than it was last year. But until next time guys, stay safe, stay healthy, Happy New Year, and I'll see you later.